What a lot of people don't get in dog training is there are steps to every command. We're doing sit with Alissa today. So the first step with Alissa was to get her to assume the position of sit 10 out of 10 times without correction or reward. Well, food reward, toy reward. So she's able to do sit 10 out of 10 times without food or toys. So now we can go on to step 2. Step 2 of the sit command is stay. It starts with stay by your owner, and stay has steps while your owner's still. It starts by stay with your owner while your owner moves around them. It starts from stay at a distance from your owner and starting to incorporate other distractions as your owner moves away larger and larger distances from the dog. And then finally sit with all the distractions. Also, so your dog sits away from you. What a lot of people don't understand is all this close-up work when we're working with our dogs with sit. At first it means to them run over to your owner and sit with them. When sometimes we want to say something large and scary come through, sit, stay right there. It is a skill that comes in handy. We'll call downs like that drops. Sits are just, sit at a distance away from the owner. That's another thing that you have to train for and prepare your dog for. So as you can see, all of these skills, everyone thinks, you'll see Alissa, sit today when I say sit 10 out of 10 times, and then we'll go on and you'll think, oh, Alyssa's trained on a sit. No, Alyssa's not trained on a sit. And even if sit was just the position of sitting and nothing else, it still takes about 21 days for it to become fully formed in the dog's mind as an idea of the verbal cue. So when you're training a dog, it still takes about 21 days for that command to become fully formed in the dog's mind. So first I'll warm up Alissa for this to be sure that we're getting sit 10 out of 10 times. We're only on 2 days, 3 days previously of this. The first day was seeing where she was up to her skills because she's been gone over the winter. Her owner's lucky enough to go to a warm climate during the winter. So Alissa hasn't seen me for about 6 months. And before that she had a knee injury. So we weren't able to work on things like sit that involved the knee or much of anything really. So we were able to work on e-collar as far as let's go and that sort of thing, and to be responsive that way. So I'll start by warming up Alissa. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Okay, there's the first one. Alissa, let's go. Sit. And there's the second one. Moved a little out of frame, or I didn't put her in frame. And so a lot of times I don't do like this straight to the camera, but I'm doing this also for Alyssa's owner to show her what to do and what to look for. Alissa, let's go. Sit. And if I'm doing heel with her, I'd have her on leash at this point because she doesn't know heel without the leash right now. So these I would call random sits. So that's 3. Alissa, let's go. Sit. I don't know why she likes to hide behind me. Good girl. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Now see, I wanted to look at that, see how she looks at me, that's good. And I'll say, good girl, Alissa, good sit. That's her reward right there. That's her praise. And that right there is desirable. A lot of times, especially if I'm working competition dogs, but any dogs, I want to encourage that. Now with her, she doesn't really care so much for the petting under the chin that you would do for this. See, she looks away. So I don't want to do that with her. You have to give the dog the reward that they signify to you is the best reward for them. And for her, it's a good girl, Alissa. Oh, what a good girl. See how her ears perk up and everything and she looks longer? That's good. So if I try to, and I already have what I want, so that I'm not going to force her to, you know, like petting under the chin. Good girl, Alissa. That's fine. Alissa, let's go. Sit. There we go. And what we haven't really done stay so much other than a few seconds with her next to me, which is why she's doing so well this. If this was her first repetitions of this, she wouldn't look like that. But I try to show commands in the process to try to explain to people how these commands are formulated together. A lot of people really don't understand what dog training is, and why does it take longer than a week to fully obedience train my dog, or why does it take longer than a week to get my dog off leash, or you know that there are various forms of off leash. The form I'm talking about is off leash, where your dog is 99% safe and secure with you. Good girl, Alissa. I forgot my count. Let's say that was 5. Alissa, let's go. Sit. That would be 6. Try to frame her in a little bit better next time. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Gotcha. Yeah, you're a good girl. 7. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Good girl. 8. I'm just new to this video thing myself, so please bear with me as the video quality is not going to be stellar. See, good girl, Alissa. Oh, she has such stunning blue eyes, too. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Good girl. Good, Alissa. That's 9. Alissa, let's go. Sit. Good girl. 10. And I was waiting to see if she would try to anticipate my sit. I want her to give me the command when I say the command, not when she wants to give it to you. And a lot of owners have a hard time with that concept. So, Alissa, break, which is a release command, which you won't really understand. She doesn't really understand what that is yet. Alissa, break. Good. Good girl. So you make hand movements, and now I'll better reposition the camera so you can see a little bit more of our stay work, if that's possible. One thing I wanted to say about Alissa is if you don't handle her correctly, she can get a little frantic. You know, which concerns me only that I like to keep this fun for the dogs and fun training, and she's not a danger to anyone or anything. She's a love bug now too. But she doesn't like to be confined so much. She gets a little buggy-eyed. A little buggy-eyed. And she was trying to wiggle away. See, ooh, ooh, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, oh, good girl. You know, so I want, you know, a lot of this training is about calm behavior, not fighting your handler. So whatever is right for the dog, you want to take your cues from how the dog responds to you and to the training, and how they grow from there and progress as to how they like to be handled, and what rewards really are to them, and what really gets through to them the most in training. Alissa for sure likes love. That gets through to her as far as petting and attention and snuggling, that sort of thing. If she doesn't get too hot, she does of course have this coat that makes her probably a little too hot to do any kind of like Doberman snuggling. But she's a real love bug, and so she likes the praise and the attention and the company and the exercise and the playing. All good with Alissa. And so I use that to my maximum effect with her. Right now you'll see that since I'm doing obedience, you know, a lot of it's calm and tame and not playing so much. Because in order, you want to get a really good foundation, and as long as you can bring a dog enjoyably along with you, and you'll know if they're, you know, if they're not enjoying it, trust me, or you know, at least a trainer will know. When the dog's not enjoying it, it will be pretty evident, and then you can always switch gears to something a dog finds more rewarding, or helps them, motivate them more to do the exercise than was before. And Alyssa's pretty clear about, she likes the attention, she likes the praise. And if I don't have to train a dog with food, I won't train a dog with food, because I really think that a dog that likes to work is a great gift. And why muddy up the waters? I really find that it does. With an excess of food when they don't need it, when they're enjoying just their time with you in training, you know, why introduce something that's really not necessary at that point? And a lot of times I think it detracts, unless a dog's really stuck in the beginning and it's used as a lure and then weaned off of it. In my experience, it normally detracts from the training. I would so much rather use toys like Boris, like I'm using with baby Boris here, to train him a different way for the obedience ring than I had before. But that wouldn't work with all dog personalities, and it relies a lot on his love of playing tug and chasing and prey drive. And it takes longer. So I don't think that if a client wants their dog done in a specific period of time, which isn't a bad idea, and it's cost prohibitive the other way, you know, you don't necessarily have to do that training. And I'm doing that training for Boris because he's a dog that I would like to see in a drivey state during obedience, and I like to work with my dog's drive. And I like to work with them, so not a lot of owners are going to have the patience or want to have a drivey dog, and I sort of have the want to have a drivey dog. Well, I do have a drivey dog, and so I want to work with that with him. But we got off the subject. So now I'm going to do, if the young boys here will get out of my way, I'll do Alissa.